Hi, Aries. This is Lost Twin Tarot. My name is Colette, if you haven't viewed me before. Aries, this is your general reading for the week of March the 25th through the 31st. Aries, this is general, so just take the pieces that resonate and leave the rest. I'm trying to make these intros a little bit shorter, so when I was meditating on your cards, Aries, I saw a few different things. I feel like you're trying to be more resourceful in a lot of ways. I feel like you're trying to be more playful as well. We're getting ready. We're just on the peak of going in right into your birthday season. I feel like you're trying to be more focused on yourself. Like you're trying to um, really kind of take care of yourself. You're trying to kind of like maybe shop for yourself, kind of like do like a glow up, I guess I should say. I was also kind of getting the sense of maybe at work or at the home, there might be a decision that you're kind of dealing with, or somebody wants to make you kind of going through a decision. Somebody wants you to make one, and I keep hearing "get off my back, get off my back." Um, like you don't want to be pressured into anything. The other thing I kept hearing was "I am the walrus," like that song. At first I heard and saw a walrus, and then I kind of thought that you're like, I am the walrus. Maybe you have a connection to that song. The other thing I was picking up on is there was a time when you were younger, whether this was you were a kid, um, or something, or maybe not that long ago, when you found something like on a street, a like a dark asphalt street. I'm getting like in like a city environment or something like that. Take it how it resonates. And you found something and you did something with it. And I feel like it was kind of like mischievous, like it was funny. Like, you have the Seven of Swords, the Seven of Cups, the Two of Cups, the Four of Wands, the Ace of Cups, and the King of Cups. There's Seven of Wands on the bottom, so a lot of sevens in there. I feel like you get the Seven of Swords with me a few times. So let's see what we have here for you. You have the Ten of Wands on the bottom of the clarification deck. You have the Two of Pentacles, the Four of Wands, the King of Swords, the King of Wands, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Nine of Cups. So let's see what we have here going on for you, Aries. Let's take a look and see what we have. You have three kings. You have two Four of Wands, two sevens. Okay. I'm sorry, Aries. I was just kind of taking a look. I feel like you're going to be very popular in the um next couple of weeks, especially with your birthday coming up. I feel like I said that to you before, like in your last reading. Like everybody's going to be trying to like you're going to be just very popular, whether this is if you're dating or whether if this is for a job or whether this is like just because your birthday's coming up. A lot of people are going to be, trying to get to talk to you or something like that. You have the Seven of Swords and the Two of Pentacles. So I feel like this is, they say this could be the, the lying, cheating, stealing card. It can be, but the one thing about Aries is that they do not like liars. Once you have lied to an Aries, of course we all don't like liars, but once you have lied to an Aries, it's almost like they just it's like it's almost like you're dead to them. They really, it cuts them really, really deep, and it's one thing that they really just it's kind of it's over. With the Two of Pentacles, I feel like this could almost be the one of these things where it's a maybe like a back and forth situation on something. Um, you know, the Seven of Swords can be a card of like a tactful situation. You could be going through something where, when I was meditating on your cards, where maybe you need to you're trying to decide on something and you're thinking, maybe should I stay here or should I go? Should I sneak out of here? Maybe it's something like that. I'm not really getting too much of a lying, cheating, stealing, like somebody's being deceitful to you or that you're being deceitful to them. I feel like this is more of like you're just trying to maybe use maybe kind of get around some red tape in a situation. Nothing harmful to anybody, like that. You're just trying to figure out what's the best way to go around this situation where, I can kind of make it easier on myself and nobody gets hurt type of thing. Or I should say maybe so the system doesn't get hurt. I should say no people in general. Um, I hope that makes sense. You have the Four of Wands and the Seven of Cups. I have to cover these cards up a lot because I didn't really know until I put this on that they had so much nudity in them. This is from the Fyodor Pavlor deck. I hope I'm saying that right. But I feel like what this is saying that you have there's going to be a lot of choices for you to there's going to be a lot of celebrations. The Four of Wands is all about, a celebration. This definitely could be around your birthday coming up. This could be about, a lot of different things. This could be about your birthday. This could be about the Easter celebration if if you're just going to be celebrating that. But I feel like there's almost going to be so much happening and you really are going to have your choice to feel like what you're going to be doing. They're going to be like, Aries, do you want to go here? Oh, Aries, do you want to go here? Um, and I feel like it's almost like you're going to have so many options where you feel like, well, I could do this, but then, this person could, you know, might, drag us down, or, well, I could go here and, you know, maybe I'll get to stay on and do this. I feel like you're kind of exploring all your options and trying to almost feel everything out before you make a decision. I feel like you just want to, you know, put your energy where it best. You want to choose like the best cup, the best choice. What are you going to get out of it? What's going to suit you best? You have the Two of Cups and the King of Swords. If this is a love situation, this doesn't have to be, the whole reading doesn't have to be about love. It can be about work or a project or business, take it how it resonates. But the Two of Cups is about, a partnership, whatever it is. And the King of Swords is all about somebody who's very knowledgeable, and someone who is they can be a little bit, maybe dry, I want to say, compared to an Aries. An Aries is very fun and, you know, very charismatic. And, so this person is very different. And that's how the Two of Cups is. The Two of Cups is that people are supposed to look, very different. So this person, whether they're male or female, they're very different from you. But I feel like this person, they're full of so much insight and a lot of wisdom and maybe a lot of background that they could really almost kind of mm, take your to kind of take you on a different direction where you're kind of almost intrigued and fascinated by them. You have the Four of Wands and the King of Wands. This did definitely be you. I feel like this is you, and I feel like this is you coming into your, power. I feel like this is you being courageous. This is you being, charismatic. This is you, feeling like you have all that, power behind you and showing like your true leadership, whether you're male or female, and I feel like this is you feeling like you, have all that, you know, take it like, you have power, but with grace. Um, because you're feeling good in your home, you're feeling good in a way where you just exuberate, confidence. And, you're showing that in a charismatic, very, kind, giving way. And it's making your home life, you know, happy home, happy family, whether you live at home or not, just things are going very smooth. Things just seem more light. The energy is more light. You have the Ace of Cups and the Eight of Pentacles. This could be definitely, something good at happening at work. The Eight of Pentacles is all about, mastering, your abilities, your craft. Um, it doesn't have to be a work situation if you don't work. This can be just things that you do in your day-to-day life, whether you're retired or whether you know, just stay at home or whatever you do. This is things that you just enjoy doing, whether this is washing the car, whether this is doing laundry, whether this is gardening, whether you're just going to the store and just looking at things, enjoying a stroll like through the grocery store and just taking your time to just really figure out how can I make this meal better? How can I, feed my body better? How can I make this, better for me? How can I make Aries, feel better, look better, treat myself better? And, because you're taking the time and doing that, you know, you're enjoying yourself better and you're reaping the rewards with that Eight of Pentacles. And it's making that, that Ace of Cups, overflow. You're making yourself feel better. The Ace of Cups is all about, that self-fulfillment. It's almost like a renewal. This can also be like a renewal of a relationship with someone or yourself as well. It's like a new, kind of like an awakening, sort of like the soul and the emotions that kind of been kind of tucked down. You've been maybe like working on yourself. With the King of Cups, you have the Nine of Cups. This can represent a person as well. You know, but like I said, you could have a lot of different suitors or a lot of different people, just inbound with you or just really intrigued in you. This could represent you. The Nine of Cups is all about, it can represent a wish fulfillment. It can just represent, really just total, really just total joy. He's having this feast. This definitely can represent you, at, your birthday or, at at the holiday, there's this big ham on there and everything else. You could almost be kind of hamming it up in a way, but at the same time, you could be hamming it up, but you're in a way doing it in such a you're hamming it up, but it's almost like nobody is noticing, Aries. It's like you're doing it in such a charismatic, clean way because you have that King of Cups. It's like you're exuberating this energy of confidence and charisma, and you're talking and you're doing all this, you're doing it so well that with that King of Cups, your emotions are just, they're not too high. You're not dragging anybody down. You're doing it so well. You're playing it so well that you're really pulling it off and you're just doing it really, really good. Your emotions are even, but you're really just doing it well. Let's see what else we have for you. What is the Seven of Swords with the Two of Pentacles for Aries? You have the Two of Swords. You have the Queen of Wands on the bottom. Yeah, the Two of Swords. I feel like this is something that you are sort of going back and forth on. You want to make a confident decision with that Queen of Wands on the bottom. The Two of Swords can be about something that you're trying to follow your intuition about. You're trying to make the best decision. The other thing is that, the swords are in front of his face. And it's almost like the choice can be clear, Aries. It's almost like you, the choice is almost, I don't want to say right under your nose, but it's almost like it's closer than you think. The decision is, and the choice is, you know, right there in front of you, but you just can't almost like put two and two together. Not like that. I don't want to say that because I'm not trying to say, like, oh, you can't figure it out, but it's almost like it's like you just follow your intuition and you'll be guided there. But I feel like you don't want to, you're trying to make the confident choice with that Queen of Wands. Like you want to be very sure. Aries want to be very sure of themselves. They don't want to make the wrong decisions. I mean, nobody does. But I feel like that's why you're so back and forth with this. You're trying to do things in just the right way. And I feel like that's why, like, when I was meditating on your cards, somebody could be like pushing you, and you're just like, no, I'm not ready yet. Because you want to make the right choice. You want to go on your right path. You're not trying to, you're not trying to, well, screw anything up. You don't want to be pushed into anything that you're not ready for, as you shouldn't. That Queen of Wands want to come out again. You have the Nine of Swords with that Four of Wands and the Seven of Cups. Yeah, and I feel like this is, you could be having a little bit of anxiety about some of the choices. The Four of Wands I was getting with the Seven of Cups, you could be having a lot of, you know, places that you could be going. You could be having a lot of choices. And they're all, great places to go, a lot of good choices. This is all about celebration and, a lot of good energy that you're going to be going into. Um, and you have the confidence to go ahead and do it. There's really nothing you should be worried about. But I feel like there's just a little bit of that, Nine of Swords, a little bit of anxiety you could be feeling. It's almost like you feel like so confident that you could be almost like maybe like you're so confident that you feel like, oh no, everybody's looking at me, like type of thing. Like maybe I'm like overdone it or overdressed. I'm like overdressed for the occasion, something like that. Where you almost feel like you're kind of like hmm, kind of like I don't even know what an analogy for it. I guess like a diamond in the rough, maybe. Like you're kind of like just you stand out of everybody, so it's like everybody's noticing you. So there's like a little bit of anxiety because you're like, oh my gosh, I'm like really standing out in this crowd. So you feel like it's almost like that's why, because it's like you're confident because you look good, but at the same time you're like, you know, everybody's looking at me. Everybody's looking at Aries. It's like that type of thing. But there's nothing to worry about. And I feel like maybe that could be kind of, you know, your nervousness could be affecting your decision making or something like that. You have the Seven of Swords on the bottom. With the Two of Cups and the King of Wands, you have the Nine of Pentacles. And the Nine of Pentacles, it can represent independence. It can represent your home or like your environment. Whether this is in your home, at work, anywhere where you spend a lot of time. This represents, something that has taken a while too. And, also having enough to give as well as receive. This is having, she has the, three that she's willing to give, but she saves the six for herself. So I feel like with that Two of Cups, and that King of Swords, especially that Seven of Swords on the bottom, I feel like when you are meeting people, it's like you're willing to give out so much information or give away so much about yourself or let people in. It's like you're giving away those three pentacles, but you're keeping those six for yourself. It's like I'll let you know so much or I'll let you in so much, but I'm not going to tell you the whole story. I'm not going to give everything away. You have the Justice card on the bottom. You have the Ace of Swords with the King of Wands and the Four of Wands. Yeah, and I feel like this is, you know, the Ace of Swords is all about mastery, mastery over your mind, before your actions and clarity as well. So I feel like with that King of Wands and that Four of Wands, this is you kind of being able to, like, you've mastered the skills of being able to not just think before you speak, but just like being able to think and use your Aries wit before just you know rush into anything. You've been able to use your mind and use, I'm about to say use the force. This isn't Star Wars. um, but use the power of your mentality to be able to mm, control your actions, where a lot of people really can't. They are impulsive and they really don't realize that their words, have a cause and effect on people's actions. what's the Ace of Cups with the Eight of Pentacles? You have the Seven of Swords again on the bottom. Yeah, I feel like you're trying to, with this Seven of Swords, I feel like you're trying to just really just get something underway and you're not trying to make a big deal out of it. You have the Three of Wands with that. And I feel like this is you expanding. You're trying to expand in this, you know, process, whether this is work, whether this is self-love, whether this is, you know, bringing in love. This could be, you rekindling love, in a relationship that you're already in. You know, and I feel like this is, this is the end of stagnicity, where something feels like it's been kind of, in the dark for a while. And I feel like, this can represent travel. This can, represent, the plans that have been, kind of been made and they're kind of put on hold. Well, now they can finally be, you know, put into action. And I feel like that's what you're doing. And you're getting excited about it. And you're getting, emotional about it to the point where you see that things are actually happening. You're finally seeing movement. Aries get bored easily. And it's like when you're finally seeing things move, you're seeing, it's like you're getting excited. The weather's changing. I mean, it's changing where I am. I mean, so I imagine, I guess it depends where you are. It's making you happy about it. And lastly, you have the Five of Wands on the bottom, but you have the Six of Swords ending with that Nine of Cups and that King of Cups, which is great to finish off the reading. I feel like with the Five of Wands on the bottom, it's like you're moving on from that. You're moving on from that that conflict, that competition. There is no more of that. It's like it's almost like there's conflict and competition, but it's almost like, well, Aries is always gonna, it's always gonna win, you know, whether this is a small conflict, it's almost like, well, if I'm always gonna end up winning my own personal, you know, victory, whether it's, in my own personal endeavor, no matter what it is. Um, and I feel like with that Nine of Cups, you're seeing that, Aries. I feel like you're starting to really see, that you are winning in a lot of aspects of your life. I feel like you're kind of taking this, new approach to things, and you're seeing that you have, so much, more areas that you can expand in, that things, aren't as, black and white. You're starting to see that there's all these other areas, and maybe you didn't see that things were black and white before, and not even black, white, gray, but like there's so many different other avenues and different places and different, genres of things. I hope that makes sense. But I feel like, you're really seeing that you are a lot deeper than I want to say. I feel like that's what I mean. You feel like you're learning about yourself and you're a lot like deeper. That's kind of what I meant. But I feel like it's a really good read for you, Aries. I really like it a lot. Thank you so much for viewing me today. I really appreciate it. If you like this reading, please like, share, and subscribe. And definitely enjoy your week, and I hope to see you at the next read. Thanks. Bye.